Hey, what's up guys? Not in my usual setup today. If I told you I was living in a forest for a week, would you believe me? I'm in Elvedon Forest, Centre Parks, here for 5 days with some friends, but I still watched the Arsenal game. I went to the sports bar area and watched it last night. Well, I watched the whole second half and a teeny bit of the first half because we were bowling, but I think I missed the boring bit. Yeah, the second half was definitely a lot better than the first. I've gone and watched extended highlights, not just little bits. And I've got my laptop here with the lineup and stuff, and I wanted to do a review. So I've never missed an episode. I'm never going to miss an episode, but I hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed the new content recently, and I guess this is a new bit of content as well. So 3-0. 0-0 after the first half. It wasn't a good first half, was it? It was pretty terrible. What's up with Lokonga, by the way? Oh, I don't know about Lokonga. Every time I watch him, I think, and typically it's against lower opposition, if that makes sense. I don't want to be disrespectful to Oxford or other teams that Sambi's played against, but he always seems a little bit out of his depth. I don't know if that's just me. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me though. I don't get it. I don't understand that a player that's... I mean, Vincent Kompany, while he was managing Sambi at Anderlecht, he was saying to Mikel that this guy is going to be unreal. And I'm wondering if he was winding him up and just wants to get a big chunk of money in. How much was he? 18 million? Something like that? 1-8, not 8-0, thankfully. I'm not sure he's going to make it at Arsenal, if I'm honest, but... El Neni did well. I thought El Neni was very good last night. Of course, he got the header that opened the scoring. Fabio Vieira, after the first half and the beginning of the second half, at least early on, I was thinking to myself, he's not looking physically up to this level of football. I say this level of football. He was playing very well at Porto, but obviously over here in England, it's a lot more physical. And I think Arteta said it himself that he thinks he's ready now. He's a bit more mentally and physically ready to play for Arsenal, and he understands the tactics and things like that. And he had a much better second half, let's be honest. So really happy with Fabio Vieira, although I made a huge mistake last night. I tweeted after the first goal and I called him Fabio Silva. People have not dropped it, so he's Fabio Silva now, okay? Who else did I want to talk about? I mean, Nketiah. There's still a lot of people talking about Nketiah and the fact that is he really good enough to come in for an injured Jesus? And I honestly understand that people are still talking about it, but surely now, although it's against Oxford and everyone's just going to say, oh, it's only against Oxford, but that's 4 goals in his last 4 starts. That's a really impressive return for a player that isn't good enough to play up front for Arsenal. However, does that mean we don't need to be dipping into the market for a striker or at least a forward player? And we'll talk about Mudryk in a minute, but really happy with Nketiah's goals. His second goal was... Go back and watch that finish. It doesn't look insanely spectacular when you watch it for the first time, especially when it was the live action. But when you look at the replay, especially the reverse angle, the way he's just kind of cut across, it's beautiful. Who else had a really good game? Matt Turner, look, goalkeepers just have to do one job and keep clean sheets, and he's doing that. Matt Turner genuinely has impressed me a lot. I think he was great at the World Cup for USA, and I'm sure he's frustrated, although Arsenal's his club. He's supported Arsenal for a while, and it was his dream to move here, and I'm sure he's being paid well. He gets to live in one of the best cities in the world, debatable. But he's not starting enough, and I'm hoping he does continue to play the cup games. My worry though is when we get to, I say when, if we get to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals of the Europa League, who's going to play in goal? Do you trust Ramsdale to continue doing what he's done since he joined and be our main goalkeeper, or do you actually trust Turner, who is ultimately our backup keeper, but he's solid? A little word on Oxford, because I don't think they were too bad, and they've actually got one of ex-Arsenal academy player. He went to Barcelona as well. Marcus McGain, 23 years old now. I remember seeing him on the lineup and I thought, hang on, I recognise that name. He was in the academy at Arsenal, and actually after the game he was seen, talking with Eddie and Nketiah and swapping shirts and stuff, which was really cool. Didn't have his best game ever. What else about Oxford? I mean, against Arsenal, it was always going to be tough, wasn't it? But they would have absolutely loved a replay to go and play at the Emirates. Obviously, that would have been worst case for Arsenal. Obviously, losing would have been the worst thing, but no one wanted another fixture. Arsenal. No one at Arsenal wanted another fixture, that's for sure. I think, I'm just going to look at the stats here. I haven't actually looked at the stats themselves. If we just completely ignore the first half, please, because that was terrible. We finished the game with 64% of the ball, which is pretty good. Expected goals of 2.5, so we've outperformed our XG. Not that really matters, but we've dominated the game. But the first half was very, very slow, and as I said, only caught maybe 35 minutes onwards. It didn't look like much was going on. We were all bowling, and we had a phone in the middle streaming the game, but obviously I was chatting with mates and stuff, yeah. It was a bit of a poor first half, but I think Eddie said it himself when they interviewed him, that they just went in at half-time and just realised it wasn't quick enough, there wasn't enough quality in the final third. And it seemed like, with a couple of changes, and it seemed like everyone came out and just realised, yeah, we don't want to play Oxford again, really. Even though at the Emirates, I'm sure we would have absolutely blasted them. But to finish 3-0, I thought was very good. But can we talk about Mudryk really quick? Because I've just seen that Fabrizio Romano is tweeting. I think that deal's getting closer from the looks of it. We've just seen that João Felix is going to Chelsea. You're going to watch this video tonight. I don't even know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock, so I'll probably post this in a couple of hours, although the internet here is horrific. Am I sad that we're not getting João Felix? The real answer to that is yes. I'm not going to lie to you. The thought of getting Felix and Mudryk in would have been, one of the most perfect Januaries. But what I didn't like about the Felix deal, reportedly, was we'd get him on loan and it would be a very expensive loan, paying his salary as well. And then we would have to pay 70 odd million to actually buy him outright. What if he had a really bad 6 months, didn't really make it into the team, and then we're stuck with a player that's probably worth less than 70? Chelsea had just, out of the blue, said, we'll pay the fee, we'll pay his full salary, you can have him back. He's going to be signing a new deal at Atletico Madrid. They're protecting their asset, it's smart. So Chelsea aren't even going to own him, and they're throwing literally 15 to 20 million for 6 months. I hate that club sometimes. It's just like, it's toy money for them, isn't it? And I'm sure we really wanted João Felix, and he's reportedly more interested in their project, a 6-month loan to a club that's 10th in the league with a manager that's struggling, players that don't seem to be playing very well. Great project. Or you could join a club that's at the moment top of the table, less minutes, I guess. Arguably would put him off. He wouldn't play every game, or at least every minute. And I don't think Arsenal or United, I think it was Manchester United, were also interested. They wouldn't have paid his full salary. So, yeah, he's going to go to Chelsea, and I'm a little bit sad about that. But at least the Mudryk deal seems like it's going to happen. I'm hoping it's not going to drag on too much longer, because the sooner we get him in, the quicker we get him gelling. That kind of signing could be the difference between staying first and really fighting for the league, or dropping off because we haven't got enough players. We're very light. Still think we need a central midfielder. I'm hearing reports of Declan Rice in the summer. See, now if you're asking me 75 million now for Mudryk, or maybe loan in a different winger, someone else that we don't even know of yet, and then save that chunk of cash for a Declan Rice in the summer, I'm leaning towards that, because we're still very, very susceptible to losing games if Partey was to get injured, although I think Arteta feels like El Neni can do a job. I don't know. Mudryk is a very exciting player. I am watching way too many clips and highlights. I like him. I think he's going to be a great player. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a player that hasn't played in the Premier League before. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if we can get that done in the next week, I'll be very happy. We don't want it dragging on. We want him in the club as soon as possible. Well done, Chelsea. just flying in and offering more money. They're going to get Felix, but just for 6 months, and then he's going to go back. So what would be funny is if he absolutely flops at Chelsea and signs this new deal at Atletico Madrid, and then no one wants to pay because his value is going to go up again because of the big contract. So I feel like if he was to join Arsenal, he would play well under Arteta. You know he would play well. That's 70 million that we would pay for him if he did perform well. He'd be worth over 100 straight away, and we've bagged ourselves a bargain. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. A little bit of a different video. I'm going to go ahead and edit this on my laptop. This should be interesting. I'm back on Friday. I don't know if I'm going to be posting anything until then. I just decided to use this as an actual break for once. I never go on holiday. I hate going on holiday, if I'm honest, but I don't like going abroad. This is within England. It was much easier. It's just a 3-hour drive. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll post some sort of vlog, but I'm excited to get back to doing some newer content. The Wolfsburg career mode will be back soon at some point as well. But yeah, spicing things up on the channel and having a nice break. So I'll see you when I see you.